Live. Dun 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 dun. Pow. Dun 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 dun. Dun. Oh. Dun dun. Do do do. Do do do. Imagine big words of heroes of dreams on the screen. What's What's going on, everybody? It's your boy King David Hughes. Oh yeah, oh yeah, we are here live, y'all. Oh man, okay. So anyway, yeah, you get we're here, we're here. Like I say, we had that intro in the last live stream, and now we are about to go into the feature presentation story there. Sort of kind of, and if y'all didn't catch on, I was mimicking the opening of the Pokemon first movie with the, when they had the big Pokeball there. Uh, yeah, the big Pokeball and everything. And it kind of made me think of that there right after, like you had not only just Pikachu's vacation, but also you had Mewtwo's origin and everything. And that was the intro to the actual Pokemon movie. And I guess Pikachu's vacation was like a short. I really missed that. And the reason I say I missed that because for some reason, if you pick up a copy of the Pokemon movie on DVD or Blu-ray nowadays, for some reason they've taken the Pikachu shorts out on that movie and even on the sequels. I don't know why they did that. I mean, it's part of the movie. Why would you do it? So, yeah, and I'm not the only one that's complained about that. So, yeah. Oh boy. So anyway, we're about to dive right into here. Like I say, any of y'all that missed the first one, like I say, it was basically the intro, Heroes of Dreams season one anniversary movie book. I call it that because I feel like it's a movie. So, the rise of a heroic conqueror in a warping reality. I just read this. I'm gonna read this back just in case for somebody who missed it. 10 years ago, before the adventures of the Dream League began, there were disturbances in the flow of the universes, causing all of them to have various collisions with one another. And now it's happening again. In order to find the source to stop this, the Dream League is going to need some backup and a possible cameo guest star, or we could cease to exist. Find out what happens in this first anniversary special and continue. Oh yeah, I'll continue to follow the adventure in book 11, which there is a book 11. So yeah, that's why I went on and read that part. In case you're wondering how many Heroes of Dream books are in play, especially after this big event like this, there's actually two more Heroes of Dream books that come after this. This was supposed to be the season one anniversary. So yeah, it was kind of a thing. I was gonna like every 10 books was gonna complete the season and have a big finale after the next 10 books and so on and so on. Almost kind of making me think of like the little those Disney Plus series like WandaVision and stuff like that. So yeah, sort of kind of like that. So yeah, that was so yeah, it was 12. So it's actually up to book 12. And there's a funny story behind their creation, but we'll probably get like I say, we gotta get through this first there. So when we finally finish this and get into 11 and then 12, we'll explain more of what went on during their creation a little bit, and also what possibly would have came after had the series continued there. So yeah, there was quite a bit of plans for a continuation to this series after this, where it's supposed to be kind of more into the multiverse. Think there was supposed to be spin-off series connected with this, sort of like what I got planned with Yumiko already from the beginning there. So yeah, so there was gonna be stuff like that coming up there. But like I say, be able to explain more when we get to those books there. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. So let's dive right on into this here. There we go. So we've already read the intro, the meteor shower, and all that. Now, our feature presentation, Heroes of Dreams, Season 1 Anniversary Movie Book, The Rise of a Heroic Conqueror in a Warping Reality by Gabriel King Gabe Johnson, and the covers by Pastor Antonio Band. Yeah, he was a pastor there. That's what he went by. So yeah, that's so he put in the book. Or his nickname Pav, Pav, which is basically the initials there. Yep. So now so first introduction. So yeah, you're like, well, wait, didn't you just read introduction? Technically, okay, I probably did say that just to clarify that before it's like, oh, but that's what you said. Technically, this was called before the story, what we read last night. I did say it was an intro, but it actually is before the story. So the actual thing here that we're about to read, this label introduction, is the Dream League database files update for Friday, November 1st, 2011, 7:15 a.m. So yeah, they're getting some database updating their database on the Dream League so far. It's almost like Nick Fury having all that information on the different Avengers and stuff. Yeah, Dream Dream League member number one. Excuse me, try it again. Dream League member number one, civilian name Samuel Lee Princeton, league name Star Striker, 8 years old, born June 7, 2003. Gender, male, of course. Abilities, various martial arts and hand to hand combat techniques, arsenal, star spinners, capture rings, sword, smoke screen pellets, laser, rope and net launcher, rocket boosters, and a star saucer. So, yeah, so basically gadgets there. Mhm. Yeah, of course, yeah. I think that was just a new picture. I think that picture was from book number 6. A lot of the pictures that were about to come up are some stock footage from the previous books there for the database thing. But we are going to get some new pictures, just like we did in the before the story. So yeah, Dream League member number 2, civilian name Brian Valentino Robinson, and the reason his middle name is Valentino because he was born February 14th, 2003. He was born on Valentine's Day, so his mother actually put Valentino as his middle name there. League name Target, 8 years old, male, various martial arts and hand-to-hand combat techniques, arsenal or target boomers and cutters, capture rings, crossbow and arrow, or bow and arrow, but technically crossbow, camouflage mode, rope and net launcher, rocket boosters, and a target saucer. Then we got Dream League member number 3 in the order that they appeared in the series there. Yeah. Enough of these yawns. Julie Yukoshi, civilian name. Her league name is Sword Girl, 8 years old, birthday September 25th, 2003. So in this universe, her birthday would be the just past. So if we're going, so I guess 2025 in their universe, let's see, if she's 8 in 2000. Oh yeah, that's right. She was born in 2003. So yeah, because this is taking place in 2011, and that's why I say she's 8 years old. So yeah, she's 8 years old in 2011. That'd be 14 years ago. So next Next year, Heroes of Dreams will be entering its let's see, wait, start 2011. So it'll be entering its 15th year anniversary next year. So that means as of now, 14 years. That means Sword Girl would be 18. Well, oh, no, no, not 18, but 8. Sorry. Uh, that means she would be 22 right now, a young adult. A lot of them would be young adults at this point there, at this point in time there. Uh, as a female, of course, various samurai sword and dagger techniques with telekinesis, psychic, daggers, swords, and psychic sword and blade saucer. So, yep. And go, oh yeah, and like I say, the stock footage pictures from the previous books, but yeah, there you go. All right, all right. Dream League member number 4, Melody Lee Smith, league name Bubblina, and is also her name as it's the princess of the Ocean Atlanteans. Say she's also 8 years old. Birthday is May 1st, 2003. Gender female. Abilities various martial arts, hand to hand combat. Magically change her or someone else's appearance. Healing and fire bubbles that can explode, capture, and catch things. Arsenal, her bubble triton and saucer. Then Dream League member number 5, Calvin Waynes, Bantam X, 8 years old. Birthday is July 4th, 2003. Independence Day, baby. The male, various magic and hip hop keto abilities. So he kind of like Zach from Power Rangers with the hip hop keto. And Zach also did do some magic tricks in Power Rangers there. Hmm. His arsenal is the X1 and saucer. And there we go, Melody, and then of course Kelvin. All right. Dream League member number 6, Riley Jones, also known as Dash Tail, 8 years old, born August 1st, 2003. A male, abilities are super speed, hearing, and smell, and can communicate with squirrels. Arsenal is a squirrel staff and saucer. Dream League member number 7, civilian name Zoe Jones, also known as Sunrisha, the princess of the Sky Atlanteans, 8 years old, born August 1st, 2003. The gender female, abilities various martial arts, hand to hand combat techniques, magically change her or someone else's appearance at will, like Bubblina, healing, emitting vibrant sound waves, sort of like Hawk Girl, creating strong winds from her wings, sunbeams, and all the senses and abilities of both a lion and an eagle, and her arsenal, the sun lance and saucer. There they are there. And these yards are getting on my nerves. I'm not tired yet. Like, yeah, really, I'm pretty well energized there. That I did get pretty good sleep today. There, I don't know what's up with the yawning. Getting annoying. Dream League member number 8, Naomi Ricky, also known as Night Fox, 5 years old, born November 21st, 2006. Female, various ninja techniques and ability to freeze things. Fox and her arsenal, a fox javelin and saucer. She got some ninja techniques along with her ice powers there. Dream League member number 9, civilian name Harmony Miller, also known as Crystal, 8 years old, May 1st, 2003, female, various martial art hand-to-hand combat techniques magically change her or someone else's appearance, healing, and the ability to make her fists become like the exterior of any item that she touched at will. Arsenal not assigned yet. That's them there. So now we're getting some human forms of Bubbliness friends that were mentioned in book 8 and 9 and carried over into here. Dream League member number 10, civilian, Ebony Coleman, also known as Gina, 8 years old, May 1st, 2003, female, her abilities are various martial arts, hand-to-hand combat techniques magically change her or someone else's appearance, healing, and super strength. Arsenal not yet assigned. And the same with this other one, Arsenal not yet assigned for Dream League member number 11, Ivory Thompson. The league name Alicia, 8 years old, born May 1st, 2003, female, various martial art and hand-to-hand combat techniques magically change her or someone else's appearance, healing, and the ability to change the surrounding temperature and emit sonic waves of that temperature from her hands. Yep. And as you can see, right, they Gina in her human form, and Alicia as well. Okay. And the last one listed on here, Dream League member number 12, civilian name Bella Stafford, also known as Holly, 8 years old, born May 1st. So all Bubbling and all her friends were born May 1st, known as the Mayflowers. Gender female, abilities are various martial arts and hand-to-hand combat techniques. They magically change her or someone else's appearance, healing, and can shoot aurora beams from her hands. Arsenal not yet assigned, but we'll probably get some at some point either here or in the next two books. Updates are processing. And before we start chapter 1, if y'all excuse me, if y'all come in, just be patient. I'll be right back. Gotta grab something real quick. Okay, got it. Just give me a second. I know I'm off camera, but I'm coming right back to the action. We in a commercial break. Heroes of Dreams will return in a moment. We was maybe a Cocoa Pebbles commercial. Barney, my pebbles. Rotten apple. Thanks for the pebbles, friend. Barney. And we return to Heroes of Dreams. Now I think about it, that Pebbles commercial makes me think of Doyle from the Jim Carrey movie The Mask. Doyle. What? Oh boy, poor Doyle. All right, now we're back. About that. Chapter 1, preparing new costumes for the Dream League. While the updates were processing in the BTB Hunter Agency's computer, Agent Lee, Lisa, Derek, and Deborah, along with Professor Kurt and the other agents, led the Dream League to see their new battle suits and costumes. Okay, first up is Star Striker, said Lisa. She showed the image of Star Striker's new battle suit on the computer screen. Looks like this. And there was was it? Oh yeah, Holly, yes. And her different forms there. But yeah, there's the Star Striker. Oh, that's a new costume that he's getting there, all gold and everything. Okay, they first the that email. Oh, okay. Anyways, I was saying, they it was similar to Star Striker's old battle suit, but more armored up with bronze and golden yellow color scheme. Agent Lee explained, your new battle suits has the same features as your old one with a few upgrades. Instead of you having utility pans for your gadgets, they'll be stored in your new compartments known as your utility vests. Hmm. Except for your star sword and shield, they'll be attached to your star belt. Yeah. Pretty much, you have a holster on your belt, something like that. Lisa added, the color scheme was based on the design of your dad's Gold Soul costume. Ooh. They, she showed an image of Agent Lee in his Gold Soul costume. The Gold Soul! Exclaimed the Dream League. No, 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 no. You don't say it like that. You say you have to say it like, oh, the Gold Soul! And it's so bright. So bright. He's the Gold Soul, yeah. Sort of the ideal of that persona for Agent Lee, aka Samuel's dad, um, it was two things. Y'all, if y'all seen Coming to America, you're probably gonna think about "Let Your Soul Go." Yeah, that hair care product, and also, but more so, inspiration from a character that made a one-time appearance in Static Shock. It was an elderly man who was known as a superhero called Soul Power. Right? Doing the funky twist, Soul Power. Doing the funky twist, doing the funky twist. Soul Power. Pops, do not dance. So that's kind of what gave me the idea for the Gold Soul. You never told me about that, said Star. It was a long time ago, son, said Lee. How long ago are you talking about, X Crystal? Like 10 and 20? Not too long before you were born, interrupted Lee very firmly. Almost like in Jamie Foxx when they talk about the age there. uh, say Morgan State of 19 something 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 something. Oh boy. However, the Gold Soul is the reason I came up with the idea of the identity protector in the Project Starman suit when Professor Kurt first designed it. You mean the secret identity? Said Star. Pretty much. Hmm. Call it identity protector. Okay. Then Derek showed the image of Target's new battle suit on the computer screen and said, say, next up is Target. Like Star Striker, your new battle suit has the same features as your old one in a new style. Deborah explained. Your different gadgets can be launched out of your target dish shooters, say on your arms, and your target bow and shield can be accessed from your target bands or your wrists. Okay. Okay, now you can see the Gold Soul more clearer here. And there's Target's new suit there. Yep. Target was amazed with his new battle suit design. He, he said, with a design like this, I would look like a professional basketball player. Target imagined himself playing in the NBA with this costume and making a slam dunk shot before the last slam dunk shot a second before the buzzer, and everyone cheering him. That that fantasy ended when Gina commented, "Yeah, but you wouldn't be as good as me." "I bet I would," said Target. "Oh yeah," said Gina. "Then prove it after you get back from your hero convention this weekend. You're on." Everyone looked in shock for a moment. Then Gina thought of an idea and said, "And just to make it interesting and more challenging, it'll be it'll be you versus me in my mermaid form." "Wouldn't that be kind of difficult?" asked Nightbot. "Not at all. Not at all," said Alicia. "Lots of people like us have learned how to do things on the surface world in case something happens where we can't access our human forms." Hey, mind if we show you real quick?" asked Holly. Everyone nodded yes. Crystal took out her iPhone and had it play the chorus of "Girls Just Want to Have Fun." Say, I'm surprised today. Oh, I'm surprised they didn't play the song. "Oh, Vicky, you're so fine. You're so fine. They don't my mind. Hey, Vicky. Hey, Vicky." "Oh, Vicky, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Vicky. Hey, Vicky." On that note, Babelina, Alicia, Gina, Crystal, and Holly changed their human legs, say, into mermaid tails and did a quick demonstration by performing a brief cheer routine. Say, brief cheer routine. Everyone was impressed at the performance and gave a huge applause after the big finish. And you can see Target imagining himself playing basketball. They're playing basketball. They love that basketball. And the girls being able to do their cheer routine even in mermaid form there. It's pretty neat feat there. All right. Next, Lisa showed images of Sword Girl and Nightbox's new costumes and said, "Sword Girl and Nightbox, according to the information we received from your dads, your new costumes will make you look more feudal Japan samurai style." So now we know how that got in book 10 there. Say, after that, Professor Kurt showed images of Vanamex and Dashtail's new costumes and said, "Vanamex and Dashtail, your mom sent over information on your new costume designs. Dashtail's new costume design was remade with a lighter color scheme, but the same design pattern. The Dashtail's costume was remade with a lighter color scheme, but the same design as your old pattern as your old costume. Vanamex's costume will make you look more like a magician, especially with the hat." Ah, then I'll be the magnificent and charming Phantom X, said Phantom X, "and I could be your assistant, dashing and charming Dashdale." "We'll work at that. Seems like we seem that seems to be all we have so far as I know," said Lee. "Unless anyone else has anything to add." Bubblina raised her hand when Lisa saw it. "Guess, Bubblina?" Say, Bubblina started. "Well, since everyone's getting new costumes and such, perhaps the rest of us will do a little shopping for some new looks of our own to add to the information you have." "Sounds like a great idea," said Kurt. "You really mean it?" asked Sunrisha. "Of course," said Bubblina. "All right, it looks like everyone's going to have a new costume." Everyone cheered in excitement. As you can see, you got, of course, Sword Girl and Nightbox's costumes that were featured in book number 10. And you got like, somewhat of a new costume with Dashtail and a new one for Venom X. And look like Venom X's costume sort of gives him the tuxedo mask kind of style there. Do, 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 do. And ironic, we had a hero that sort of that even though he's like an angel type hero, sort of did the tuxedo mask catch the girl kind of thing there. Chapter 2, The Morning Begins. Almost like that song, "My God, a good morning. My Lord, a good morning." my Lord, good morning when the stars begin to shine. Something like that, there, I think. At the Blue Fox, at the Blue Fox Apartments where Calvin's mother Yolanda lived, she had just started getting ready for work. She was the receptionist at the apartments, and at the same time, she took classes to earn a bachelor's degree in business management. Okay. So to accept it and take okay, some businessman. Maybe kind of might be trying to be the management of the apartment. Maybe take the um position of being over the the staff at the apartments. There. Never know. While she was preparing herself breakfast, she got a knock at the door. She went to answer it and saw her boss and landlord. As they answered and saw her boss and landlord, Edward Fox. See, okay, wait, they saw her boss and oh, okay, Edward Fox. Okay, that's his. Okay, that's the landlord, Edward Fox. Good morning. Good morning, Yolanda. He said. Good morning, sir. Is everything okay? Said Yolanda. Asked Yolanda. Indeed, it is. He said. I don't mean to drop in unannounced, but my son asked me to see you. Your son? They said Yolanda. I believe you've met before. We have? Edward stepped aside and Minister Ethan Fox, one of the youth Bible study teachers at her church, New Beginnings Baptist Church, entered. Hey, Yolanda, he said, blushing at the sight of her. Okay, so now, yeah, so Minister Ethan Fox is in. Turns out his dad is the landlord at these apartments there. Also, just a quick note: the this apartment building here was actually drawn by Christina. I think this is the first drawing that she made for the book. There is one thing Christina was real real good with drawing like buildings and stuff like that. Different and I think a lot of her drawing skill developed from what she would do in different coloring books that she had started doing around that time. Yeah. So, and also I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think she drew the uh, the school. I think I should have the book in here. Um, Under here. Yeah. Got all this stuff in here. Oh, I think she drew the. Let's see if I got. Yeah, it's right here. Book number 6. I think she drew. Um, now when I first started the series, there was I pretty much drew a lot of the stuff from the beginning of the series. Yeah, I did draw that church. And let's see. Oh wait, no, it's book 7. When the school was first drawn. Let's see. No, I drew that too. 'Cause I could tell by my drawing style there. And the Northport Mall there. It was some basic building drawing. But she was able to draw something a little bit more. She was able to draw just a little bit more complex there than what I had in the previous books there. So she was able to draw that from an actual picture of a set of apartments that she saw. I think I sent the internet. I think I sent the Google image of an apartments complex to her. So Yolanda blushed a little too and said, um, "Hi, Minister Fox. Is it okay if I come in for a minute?" asked Ethan. Yolanda thought for a moment and said, "Well, okay. I have a little time before my shift." "Great," said Ethan. "Well, I'll head back to the office," said Edward. "I'll see you there, Yolanda." "Okay," she said as she let Ethan inside. So daddy playing little matchmaker here. I'll say, well, hopefully he doing a better job than me doing matchmaker. Yeah, I can't really do the matchmaker. I tried that and it didn't work out so well. Yeah, that that's a little out of my field. Once I will admit I do like shipping. I do like 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 you watch animes and stuff like that. You be like, oh, I can imagine this person with that person and so on and so on, or even other shows, sort of like people shipping Ash and Misty together from Pokemon. But yeah, I do like doing that. But yeah, in reality, it doesn't work out so well. Yeah, of me trying to play Cupid or something like that. Yeah, say, but yeah, only with shipping in the world of fiction there. All right. So once they were inside the kitchen, Ethan said, um, "So sorry about coming in unexpectedly like that." It's okay," said Yolanda. "I was just preparing myself some breakfast. I could make use of it if you like." But I would love that," said Ethan. "Okay, then one stack of blueberry pecan pancakes with some scrambled eggs and turkey bacon, and a nice glass of orange juice coming up." Wow. Blueberry pecan pancake. Yeah, the blueberry. Now, of course, Ethan has a much different appetite than I do. Yeah, I do like I do like pecans, and I like pancakes. I I don't think I've ever eaten blueberry pancakes, but it could. I mean, it might not be that bad. I just never really thought to eat it, but maybe, never know. It could, to me, it could be good. I do. Other people do like it, but I don't like nuts in anything like cakes and stuff like that. Yeah, it's like my mom makes tea cakes. I love the tea cakes, and again, I love pecans. But Mama, please don't mix them together. Not for me though. Yeah, just keep them separated there. Yeah. So, but apparently Ethan has a different appetite. Yeah. So it's the scrambled eggs, turkey bacon. Mhm. On that note, Yolanda started cooking like magic. Ethan was really impressed with her style and talent. Say, to him, Yolanda looked like a beautiful divine angel gracefully moving through the kitchen. Back at Bruno's house, Samuel, Brian, Calvin, and Riley had just arrived in time for breakfast. Floyd said the grace over the food. "We thank you for this meal we're about to receive. Let it be a nutritious blessing into our bodies. Amen. In Jesus' name, amen." Don't forget, in Jesus' name. You can see there's Ethan with Yolanda there, and the food was she cooking. She like an angel to him there. And there's Bruno's parents saying the grace, and say about the hand breakfast there. Right. "Well, everyone, let's dig in," said Ellen. Everyone started eating. "This is just like breakfast back that we had at Samuel's place," said Brian. It is, and it's good eating," said Samuel. I agree," said Calvin. "Me too," said Riley. Bruno relaxed a little and said, "Yeah, it is. It's been a while since I ate like this, and not by myself." Yes, I understand how you feel," said Floyd. "Your mother and I's work schedules have been pretty overwhelming recently." Yeah, I kind of relate to that now. Yeah, so one thing, like I say, with me and Christina have our little one. Yeah, hopefully we don't. I mean, I know the work schedule is still going to vary and stuff, but hopefully, I pray and trust that things can, when it gets to that point in time where, we can at least, at least dinner. Yeah, at least we have, come home with a nice dinner there, and like I say, other meals as well. But at least, if nothing else, at least be able to, after the day's over, come home, Everybody, all of us sit down for dinner. So how was your day? Yeah, kind of thing. Yeah. So and hopefully that will change a little, said Ellen, so we can spend a little more. So we can all spend a little more time together, like we'll be doing at the Hero Convention today, this weekend. I'm definitely looking forward. I'm definitely looking forward to that, exclaimed Bruno. Yeah, it's gonna be off the chain, says Samuel. All the IT comic heroes are gonna be there, which of course stands for Imagine That. And don't forget that virtual game, Hero Quest, said Brian. They're going to announce something special about the game. It's a surprise. Ethan was really meanwhile back at Yolanda's place. Ethan was really surprised at the breakfast Yolanda made, and even more surprised at how well it tasted. This is really good, said Ethan. I never had blueberry pecan pancakes. Yolanda blushed deeply. I'm glad you like it, she said. Let's just say that the blueberries are my favorite fruit. Saying next to that is kiwis because which became my son's favorite. So I like to make a lot of things using blueberries, kiwis, and other fruits in order for us to stay healthy. Kind of like what Christina does there. That sounds good, said Ethan. This turkey bacon tastes better than regular bacon, and it's also healthier for you too. Which that is true. Yeah. Yeah, especially, and don't get me started with ground turkey. Yeah, ground turkey is definitely a lot better than ground beef. Don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on the ground beef, but that ground turkey is a lot better. Is a lot better and less greasier and still tasty too. Yeah, and then especially with cooking with it because yeah, you know how when you're cooking with that ground beef, you have to be careful that grease pop up in your face. Ah, yep. You don't get yeah, the ground turkey don't have all that going on there. So, and they also have ground chicken too. So it's really yeah, it's less fat than pork bacon. Like, there's also other foods that use turkey meat and are very tasty, like turkey sausage, turkey pepperoni, and ground turkey. That's what I just mentioned. I've cooked a lot of things with that for Calvin and me. Well, since you seem to like different kinds of turkey products, what do you say about going out with me to the Basil Meadows tonight around 7? And this is the Basil Meadows there. I think it's supposed to be like their version of Olive Garden there. And Christina did draw this too. Yeah, she drew this one. And that sign was done on the computer there. The way it's on there, it kind of reminds me of any of y'all ever paid attention to like, especially animes when they like, for instance, this recent episode of Pokemon I watched where the fight about the fighting Pokemon gym that had Ash's Primate in it, and they had a sign and it just had in plain English, fighting spirit or something like that. But originally in the Japanese version, it would probably be some Japanese writing there. So it kind of reminds me of those type of dubs there. Hmm. The Basil Meadows? That's a really fancy restaurant. I only went down there once when I was 8. And they had the best ground turkey meatballs and spaghetti ever. And yep, just like Olive Garden, because now Olive Garden, I don't, of course, I don't think they use ground turkey. I think it's just regular ground beef. But yeah, it is some good spaghetti at Olive Garden. When you're here, you're family, as they say in the Sonic movie. So is that a yes? Yolanda paused a moment to think. Let me think about it, and I can tell you on my lunch break, okay? Okay, then. Suddenly, all over the world, small earthquakes occurred. Dark clouds covered the sky, and thunder boomed and lightning flashed, and mysterious creatures started appearing in random areas in the dimension that Nose was in. Okay, now we're coming over to our cameo guest star. He was in his kitchen about to enjoy his breakfast, which was a bowl of Fruit Loops. But before he could start eating, a portal opened and Toucan Sam appeared. Whoa! Exclaimed No. Toucan Sam in my kitchen? Just as I'm about to eat some Fruit Loops? I don't believe what I'm seeing right now. Well, this is a odd thing to happen, Mister said Toucan Sam. I'm Robert Hill, but everyone calls me Nose. Pleased to meet you, Nose, said Toucan Sam. Say, you wouldn't happen to know how I got here, would you? I wish I knew there, but since you're here, you want to have some Fruit Loops with me? I'd be delighted to. They're part of a good breakfast. So follow your nose wherever it goes. Once Nose poured a bowl of Fruit Loops for Toucan Sam, they started eating. Nose was so starstruck by this moment, he felt like a kid seeing his favorite superstar. Like, you know, I really love this cereal, just like you, he said. But you know what else we have in common? Toucan Sam scratched his head for a moment to think, and he said, "What's that, Nose?" "Check the nose, man." No, pointing at his nose. Toucan Sam looked and he and Nose laughed heartily. "Oh, Nose, you. Like, check the nose, bro." Then the phone rang. Nose answered and said, "Hello?" It was Kevin, and he sounded terrible as he spoke. "Hey, Nose." "Hey, Kevin, what's wrong, man?" Kevin caught as he spoke as best as he could. "Could you tell the boss at work I can't come in? I'm not sure what I got. Whatever it is, it's got me feeling pretty bad." Excuse me. Yeah. So now all these were drawn by Antonio here for his. This is before Nose enters Heroes of Dreams. There, he's while still in his universe. There, and somehow Toucan Sam just popped up out of nowhere. Yep. And he also drew Toucan Sam. So that wasn't that's not from the the people who created him in the commercial. That yeah, he actually drew Toucan Sam here. And then there's Nose talking to his buddy Kevin there, who's not feeling so well. Yeah. And there's a little thing in the panel where he say, "All right, bro, I understand. Say, get well and stay off that PS4, the PlayStation." Very funny. I'm definitely heading back to bed. Oh boy. And I see Nose got one of them ear things for his phone there. Yep. So I know a lot of people be having that there. Um, Also, just in my opinion, I kind of wish Kevin. It would have been interesting if Kevin did come there with Nose there to kind to join in on the crossover, but he just said, "Nah, Kevin not gonna be with Nose on this and just be Nose himself there." So okay, okay, I will. Thanks, Nose. Talk to you later. Later. Then Nose realized he forgot to tell Kevin about Toucan Sam, but it was too late. Kevin had already hung up. That was my buddy Kit. Then he realized Toucan Sam had vanished. Oh, wait, where'd he go? Back in our dimension, the thunder, lightning, earthquakes stopped and the dark clouds cleared. Floyd, Ellen, Bruno, Samuel, Riley, Brian, and Calvin had just finished their breakfast and gotten ready to head out to the hero convention. But little did they know that something big was in store for them. Chapter 3. Who knows what'll happen next? Nose had left his house to head for work at Generous Motors. Generous Motors. Like, when he got to the bridge, his right front tire blew out. causing him to lose control of his car. Nose screamed as it spun faster and faster. After that, a portal opened and sucked Nose out of his car and sent into our dimension 5 miles from New Orleans on Interstate 10 going over a lake. Oh boy. So apparently, you see, 5 miles from New Orleans. Yeah, so first obvious and ironic, New Orleans is where that Dora comic takes place there. So yeah, you hear no Toucan Sam that disappeared there. Like, huh? And then suddenly Nose is flung out of his car. So you're like, whoa, what's going on? Oh, jeez. And then this happens there. He gets sucked into a portal now. Like, what the heck is that? And now he's animated like the way things are in Heroes of Dream with colored pencils. Whoa! And accidentally stuck in traffic there. Oh boy. Yeah. Hopefully it don't end up like some of them TikTok videos I've been seeing there. Say, passing through the dimensions made him dizzy. Just as he was halfway snapping out of it, he found himself having to dodge the oncoming traffic, which made him panic. Once he got to the other side of the freeway, he was more dizzier than before. Whoa, 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 no! I wonder if this is how Kevin is feeling right now, Nose asked himself. Then he passed out. Oh. At that moment, Floyd drove up. That Floyd had just drove up at that moment. He saw Nose passed out and instantly pulled over so he and Ellen could get him in the back seat of the van with Calvin and Riley. Then they drove him quickly to the nearest hospital in New Orleans. New Orleans, huh? Meanwhile, before Yolanda started her lunch, she began a special prayer. In the prayer, she thanked God. She asked God if going out with Ethan would be a good idea. She remembered how her previous relation with Ammon seemed good at first, but didn't turn out so well in the end. After a while in prayer, the Spirit of God assured her that it would be all right. And she wondered how Calvin would take this. Yeah, I kind of figured, because I'm pretty sure. I know I didn't come out and say it in here, but it's pretty obvious that since Minister Ethan Fox was in book 7 of Heroes of Dreams at the end of the book, that since they were all at church, that obviously Calvin's mom would have seen him before, and probably pass a few words with him here and there, like, hey, how you doing, and stuff like that. But so they're not complete strangers there, but I do understand, after what she's gone through, still, just wanting to make sure, yeah, which nothing wrong with that, yeah, always, yeah, they are, and it's always good to, pray over things there. There's nothing wrong with that there, even if you think just double check, like one of the ministers at my church say, think think twice, then think again. So after a while, waiting at the Titus Miller Hospital in New Orleans, one of the doctors assured Floyd, Ellen, and the boys that Nose was all right, and he was beginning to regain consciousness. They all went in to see him. Nose got up and asked, "Where am I?" "You're in the hospital," answered Floyd. "But we found you on the." Nose jumped up in shock as he looked around and said, "Wait a minute. What the IV is going on in here?" Calm down, young man. Maybe we can. Nose continued panicking. I can understand having breakfast with Toucan Sam, but then I get a flat tire and something in my car is gone. Yeah, yeah. Considering what he just went through, yeah, you can see why he's in a panic. Okay, so there's Yolanda praying there, and Nose in a panic there, and you see how his shades go how the shape of his shades changes with his different expressions and stuff, sort of like the eyes in Spider-Man's mask there. Now, of course, when Nose is in the Heroes of Dream universe, I'm the one drawing him. This is still Antonio's character, but yeah, this is where I drew up to integrate with the other characters there. And also the this scene of Nose waking up in the hospital like this kind of reminds me of Captain America: The First Avenger when he woke up in that Shield headquarters. There, it's like, uh, I was at that game, so where am I? Then he ran out and found out he was in modern day New York. Yeah. Mister, please calm down! Exclaimed Samuel. The other, and this crossover is actually working out a lot better because see now Nose is immediately meeting up with the main starting off because of course he's going to meet and he actually does get to see all the whole Dream League eventually, but he's starting off with of course Star Striker, of course, and some of the other main ones before eventually running into the others there. Whereas in the first crossover attempt, it was only with Naomi and Sword Girl there in book number 10. Okay. The others tried to calm Nose down, but he got more and more frantic. then, then my buddy Kevin is sick and I'm dodging traffic. Nose ran out the room and down the hall. Everyone ran after him. The doctors tried to stop him, but he dodged every one of them and made his way out the exit towards the parking lot. He continued running faster and faster until he lost everyone. At that moment, Nose stopped to catch his breath. And then he yelled at the top of his lungs, Antonio! He paused, but there was no answer. So then he shouted again, Antonio, where are you? What's going on, man? And why in the world am I drawn differently? um, and it was like he looks like he noticed that he looked, and that's one thing. Nose is kind of self-aware, sort of like a lot of fourth wall characters like Deadpool and Garfield and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah, he's very self-aware there. So, okay. On that note, Nose was teleported into a room lined with various pictures, toys, stuffed animals, video cassette, TV, and the video game systems with video games. And he looked around, and soon he noticed the desk with a laptop and several books stacked next to it. And he looked at the laptop screen and skimmed through the document files that was open, and noticed that everything that had previously happened before, leading up to now, was written there. He looked through the books, and they were the entire Heroes of Dreams series from book 1 through 10. Whoa! So Nose pretty much just entered the real world. Yeah, all a part of the whole fourth wall thing there. Ooh, talk about going, talk about some dimension breaking here. Yeah, and this is actually let's see the room that let's see, I think that's the yep, I think this is in the yep, in the room that used to be uh my bedroom part of it there. You see like pictures on the wall, and there's some VHSs in here next to some stuffed animals. That's where they used to all be over in there, along with some of my. I had the GBA and Nintendo DS games, and also PlayStation. Yep, that was shown in a previous book. So, yep. So yeah, it was all that. Now all my games are basically in my phone. Yeah. Well, at least the one they got at the moment there. So And even I saw some Thomas books under there. And then of course they got some more stuff. Yeah, some action figures I had back then, superhero action figures, and even Blue Ranger figure, the Heroes of Dream books, the poster and stuff, and some other pictures, and some document files of what's going on now, the rough draft of this book. Like, dum, 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 dum. And one thing I was imagining when this scene happened, anybody uh, who's followed Channel Awesome and everything, there was a movie they made, their anniversary movie. They made the fourth, I think um, the last kind of major anniversary movie they made. 'Cause they did try to make some others after, but it wasn't like the first four that they made. So the fourth one, To Boldly Flee, there was a scene where the nostalgia critic went through this what they called it the plot hole, and he went through it and ended up back in his home, but it was actually the home of the guy who created his character, Doug Walker. Yeah. Nose gasped and said, "These are the same as the Heroes of Dream TV series back home. But how can anyone have written about what's happened?" Then he realized something, but before he could speak, he heard the door open and close along with some conversation. He waited a moment, watching the doorway to see who would show up. Back in Kyoto, Japan, at the Heroes of Dream in the Heroes of Dream universe, Julie and her parents were resting peacefully at Naomi and her dad's house. Suddenly, they awoke to the sound of someone breaking into the house. Julie and Naomi, they quickly went into action. "Hero Watch!" they exclaimed. Their hero watches appeared on their arm, and after that, they held them toward the ceiling and said, "Heroic transformation!" Then they went through their heroic transformation to become Sword Girl and Night Fox, saying their phrases, of course. Honorable Samurai, Sword Girl, Chilling Frost of the Night, Night Fox. Their parents suited up quickly into their samurai armor and got their weapons they had used previously against Korosu Kamatato. They, when they got downstairs, they noticed a group of silver-colored Kappa demons dressed as ninjas rummaging through the stuff in the den. Night Fox recognized them and whispered to the others, "Those are the Silver Destroyers from the movie Secrets of the Tiger Blade." So got some more Kappa demons there. Okay, that's more of the documents there, and that's actually the entrance to what we call the kid room there, my old bedroom. And then of course we got the silver Kappa, the Silver Destroyers there. Alberto, they Alberto explains some more. Oh boy, I'm just looking at all this stuff on my on this dresser here. But Alberto explains some more. According to the movie, these guys' goal is to seek any source of power they can find and use it for their own. Well, we'll show them some power, whispered Sword Girl. She teleported herself, the Silver Destroyers, and everyone else to the Kamato Towers where they fought the Killer Hunters. So they won't damage the house. The conversation came back in the real world. The conversation came from two people that entered the room and were shocked to see Nose there. Nose recognized one of them and was starstruck. Gabriel King Gabe Johnson, the creator of the Heroes of Dream series. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm seeing you in person. Nose had to take a deep breath. "Calm down, Nose," said King Gabe. "Sorry about that. There." He looked at the other person next to King Gabe wearing a hooded jacket and shades similar to Nose, and hearts appeared on Nose's shades. He became love struck by her presence. And who might you be? Asked Nose, trying to sound cool. Can't really tell you right now, but you'll find out soon, said the lady. Okay, so what's going on? King Gabe began. Well, you're a cameo guest star in the Heroes of Dreams Season 1 anniversary special. Now that's tight, but how'd this happen, though? And so now, yeah, now we're actually talking to Nose, and there's that mystery lady there next to me. They and no, you see, Nose is pretty tall there. Yeah. Also, originally, this was actually going to be. I was actually going to make an appearance, just like you see here, but it was actually going to be me and Antonio here, since he was the creator of Nose and everything. But he had some things going on there. He wasn't able to make it when I was getting these pictures together there. So yeah, so it just went to me and the mystery lady there. So there's a picture of my fish in there. Then King Gabe explained. Then King Gabe explained more. Well, the thing is that there's a disturbance in the flow of the universes, said King Gabe, and it's causing them all to have various collisions with one another. In other words, said the lady, you could end up appearing anywhere randomly and out of control, kind of like what happened 10 years ago with my friends and me. Oh, got a little, okay. Think we may know who this mystery lady might be, but I ain't gonna say it yet. a disturbance, a disturbance in the flow of the universe. And the universe has said Nose. Man, you will not believe this, but I thought I was dreaming when I saw this brother with the huge yellow head and red eyes, Qantas. I think that was his name. Anyway, he told me that I could jump to any time I wanted. I didn't believe him at first, but all of a sudden, here I am. Yeah, and that was an actual comic that actually occurred that Antonio made on his he had a Facebook page for Nose. So as I was making this book, he made a special little Who Knows comic to lead up to this event of a guy called Qantas, and that was supposed to lead and it said to be continued in the book we're reading here. Oh, oh yeah, I know about that, said King Gabe. Nose shook his head and said, "Now, brother, you don't believe me. Well, oh wait, what? How did you know about that?" Your creator Antonio told me, said King. Oh, right. I knew that. Yeah, right. Then Nose's stomach growled, and he said, "So, anyway, what you got to eat? What you got to eat around here, man? You know, tunes get hungry too, like the buffalo wings or something, man. What you got to eat around here?" Sword Girl and Night Fox battled bravely against the Silver Destroyers until a barrage of shurikens were unleashed. Everyone barely dodged them, and the Silver Destroyer's master, the Chief Destroyer, entered. He was mad. He brutally attacked Sword Girl and Night Fox and their parents, and just as the Chief was about to finish everyone off, he was stopped by four warriors concealed in colorful blurs of red, blue, yellow, and green. And no, it's not the Ninja Turtles. In a few seconds, the warriors were vanquished, and the chief and the war. In a few seconds, the warriors vanquished the chief and his army. After that, the portal closed, and the warriors vanished inside. Everyone looked on in shock. Mhm. After that, Nose ate some buffalo wings. Knew it! I called it. He ate some buffalo wings. King Gabe continued explaining. Right now, we need you to go back to the Heroes of Dream universe. My friend here can help you get back there. Okay, okay, but for how long? Said X Nose. I don't want my boss to think I'm playing hooky. We're We're not sure, said the lady, but if we don't fix this disturbance, the universal flow of the universal flow, it's possible that our dimension as well as yours could no longer exist. Noah jumped up in shock. Well, okay, that's a good, okay, very good point. Well, let's go then. Hold up a second, said the lady. I'll be right back. She ran out of the office and went and came back in the room with a suitcase. You're gonna need a change of clothes. Nose looked at the suitcase and it was empty. What's with the empty suitcase and where are the clothes? An actual suitcase there. Don't you just like how live action mixes with animation? It's like watching Space Jam. Also, check out the poster behind me if y'all can see that. If you can't, it's a poster of Phineas and Ferb Mission Marvel that had just occurred around that time. Mm. And I got it with the because I actually got a DVD copy of that. Ferb, were you expecting someone? Da 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 da. Not them. It's whatever you want it. It's whatever you want it to be in there," said King Gabe. If you're interested, you can get a costume for the hero convention. That's where the boys will be heading. Nose thought for a moment, and with a big grin on his face, an idea suddenly popped into his head. Hmm. And then of course there's no, you got some, as they say, some pictures in the background, of course, there. Say, yep. Oh boy. Chapter 4, Nose and an Angel to the Rescue. Floyd, yeah, I know it's getting a little over an hour. Let me see. Let me see how long this is here. Okay, I'm just gonna read chapter 4 and I'll end it there. So yeah. As they have Nose meet up with them, and then we can start with chapter 5 in part 3. So, Angel to the rescue. Floyd, Ellen, and the boys, along with some of the doctors, had searched the hospital inside and out, looking for Nose. After that, they got all worn out from searching. That guy must be a really fast runner, said Floyd. Even faster than Riley from the look of it, said Samuel. Hey, there's no way that could be possible, exclaimed Riley. Unless well, obviously we can't seem to find them, said Brian. Maybe he's a superhero, said Bruno. You never know. But then suddenly everyone heard screaming from inside the hospital. Once they got inside, they followed the sound of the screaming, which led them to the cafeteria where they saw a 7 foot tall, golden muscular pit bull with an unusually large mouth and horns like a bull. He stood on 2 legs, wore a suit, and he was extremely hungry and cranky. Then he was terrorizing the cafeteria and eating whatever he could find. That's the Gold Bull Cruncher, said Bruno. He's a villain from the Ultra Cat comics. And if he's from a comic book, how how is it that he's here? Asked Floyd. I don't know. Look, I don't know, said one of the doctors, but we got to call for help. The doctors quickly fled the area to warn everybody else in the hospital. Say, Bruno, you and your parents get everybody to safety while we handle this, commanded Samuel. You got it, said Bruno. You kids be careful with that monster, said Ellen. Yes, ma'am, said Brian. We will. As soon as Bruno got his parents away from the area, as soon as Bruno got his parents away from the area when no one was looking, Samuel, Brian, Calvin, and Riley prepared to transform. Hero watches, they exclaimed. Oh no, exclaimed Calvin. What's wrong? There must be a glitch in the teleporting system, said Brian. What are we going to do? Asked Riley. Yeah, yeah. Well, since there's no one else here, since there's no one else here, let's lock the doors around here, exclaimed Samuel. Then no one can get in while we take care of this guy. Good idea, said Calvin. I think I can fix our costume problem and get this guy's attention. On that note, Calvin grabbed a paper towel nearby, balled it up in his hands, and made into a large red blanket that he used to cover up himself and the other boys. Goldbull, Goldbull noticed the red blanket as Calvin called out to him, "Hey, toil, toil!" Goldbull went berserk and charged toward the blanket. Just as he was about to hit it, the blanket launched at him, knocking him back a few feet. The boys had instantly transformed into Star Striker, Target, Vanamex, and Dashtail, and in less than a minute, Dashtail zipped around and locked all the doors. Well, that's a nice little trick there. Good thing you got a magician on the team. That's the Gold Bull Cruncher, by the way, there. Oh boy. Pitbull in a suit. I think he's supposed to be from the Ultra Cat comics there. Star laser, said Star. He blasted Goldbull, but it had no effect on his steel-like body. Target catcher, said Target, firing his target catchers at Goldbull, which attached to his horns, arms, and legs to shock him. Now let's increase the shock, said Dashtail. Said Vanamex. He took the blanket from earlier and threw it on the Goldbull and aimed his wand at it, saying, "Magical blast!" And he turned it into a red carpet. Dashtail knew what to do. Racing static. He was running at super speed around the carpet. This caused the static electricity to build into the carpet and shock Goldbull more. However, this caused Goldbull's anger to rise, almost like the Hulk. Suddenly, he exploded and shot straight. He exploded and shot straight into the sky. The impact of the explosion sent the boys flying out the cafeteria, through the hallway, and out the exit doors. When they landed on the pavement, they were knocked unconscious. Everyone outside gasped. Then they looked up and noticed the Goldbull charging towards them from the sky like a meteor. The people screamed and panicked until they noticed a barrier appear around them. Goldbull hit the barrier and bounced back into the hospital cafeteria. A white feather landed. Oh, so instead of a rose, a white feather. White feather landed next to him, and he looked up and noticed a mysterious boy in white with angel wings and a mask that saved Crystal and Bubblina that morning. Goldbull got up to charge at the boy, but he was knocked back down with a surprise kick. "Hope you don't mind me joining in," said a voice. The boy looked and saw Nose dressed in a red and white suit with red wings attached. "Not at all, boy." "Not at all," said the boy. So I guess Star Laser and little triple combo here. Save. And now Nose and the Masked Angel just appeared. And about to find out about this costume that Nose is wearing. Some of y'all might be able to figure it out, especially my comic book fans. Marvel comic book fans, to be exact. The two battled Goldbull, and while they were battling, Star, Target, Vanamex, and Dashtail regained consciousness. They saw the boy and Nose fly out the exit door and up into the sky, carrying Goldbull inside a barrier. The boy and Nose threw Goldbull as high as he could up into the sky. Then the boy flew a distance away from the area as Nose took out a pepper shaker and he sniffed it, flew toward the Goldbull, and sneezed a sneeze so mighty it sent Goldbull into space where a portal opened up and sucked him in. Everyone cheered as Nose landed, but the angel wing boy was nowhere to be seen. He had vanished. Dun, dun, dun. Oh yeah. So let's see. I'm kind of tempted here. Is a Tell you what, I'm gonna go and read chapter 5. Since we got some I'm gonna squeeze in chapter 5 and then that'll be it there. Chapter 5, a social kingdom meeting. While after a while, Floyd, Ellen, Samuel, Brian, Calvin, Riley, and Bruno met with Nose by Floyd's car. There, they introduced themselves to each other and got inside the car and headed toward the South Border Hotel. Nose began explaining everything that had happened to him up to now. Yeah, when I first woke up this morning, I saw a trailer ad for the Heroes of Dream season 1 anniversary special, starring you guys. We're in a movie already? Exclaimed Riley. Not just a movie, but also a TV series, said Nose. That sounds cool, said Bruno. Okay. But how is it possible when we just started a little over a month ago? Asked Samuel. Brian looked puzzled and said, "Yeah, I know we've gotten a little popular, but I haven't heard anything about a TV series or a movie." "Well, in my dimension it is," said Nose. "You're from another dimension?" asked Floyd. Like, "Yep," said Nose. Are you a superhero in your dimension?" asked Calvin. And that's why I wanted to squeeze this chapter in since Nose meeting up with everybody. Yep. And also that explains, him wearing something different than what he was wearing earlier, since they mentioned about the change of clothes and when he went to the real world. Yeah. Nose chuckled a bit. "Well, I guess you could say that. Like, I never really considered myself a superhero. However, because of my nose, I do have the power to emit a powerful sneeze, and I'm pretty good with karate." "Cool," said Samuel. "Maybe you can show us some of your moves." "I don't see why not," said Nose. "Are there other superheroes in your dimension?" asked Brian. "Well, there's Mr. Impossible, Red Thunder, Blue Ray, and Laser," said Nose. And yeah, those are actually other superheroes that Antonio had came up with for his comic universe there. Yeah, especially Mr. Impossible there. While he continued explaining, Bruno looked down and thought to himself, even he's got a special power like a superhero, and I've got nothing. Then he heard a sinister voice from earlier say, "See what I mean, little boy? You don't have any place among these goody goody two shoes superheroes and their new friend. They'll probably forget about a failure like you real soon." "Leave me alone!" shouted Bruno. Oh boy. Yeah, that doesn't look good. Everyone looked at Bruno in shock, including his parents, who had just stopped the car at a red light. "Are you okay, son?" asked Floyd. Bruno paused a moment. Like, I'm fine. I'm fine. "Are you sure?" asked Ellen. "I'm sure. I, just a little cranky because I'm hungry." "Yeah, I don't know about nobody talking about leave me alone. That's a little beyond cranky there." Because trust me, I've seen Christina when she's hungry, and she ain't say nothing like that. And yeah, you probably know I've probably gotten hungry sometimes. Yeah. Uh, Ellen checked the GPS as it said left turn in 1.5 miles on Romeo Drive, followed by a peak to the right. "Don't worry, everyone," said Ellen. "We should be less than 10 minutes away from the hotel." "Excellent," said Floyd. "I can't wait to get to that restaurant. They got the best chicken and sausage gumbo anybody ever heard of. It'll be sure to cure your hunger." "I hear that," said Nose. "Yeah, most definitely," said Bruno, faking a smile. Then Samuel, Brian, Calvin, and Riley's hero watches appeared and went say appeared and went off. Samuel answered his, and Julie appeared on the screen. "Hey guys," she began. "I got some important information I need to tell you all. I need to tell you. I got some important information, but I need you all to get online to Naomi and in my private to Naomi in my private social kingdom video chat. as soon as you can, so we can discuss it. Yeah, pretty much Facebook. Yeah, I'll get Bubbleina and the others on there too. All right, as soon as we check in, we'll get back to you with the 411, says Samuel. It should be less than 10 minutes. It should be in less than 10 minutes, said Brian. I'll be waiting, said Julie. Soon, Floyd, Ellen, Nose, and the boys arrived at the South Porter Hotel and checked into a two-bedroom suite. Okay. Once okay, they got in. Brian booted up the laptop and got online and signed say Nose and the other boys on to Julie and Naomi's private social kingdom chat room. At the same time, Bubbleina, Sun, Risha, Gina, Crystal, and Alicia signed in. They invited Bruno to chat with them, but he declined and said he was going to walk around the hotel for a while. Floyd knew something was wrong and went out with Bruno, while Ellen stayed behind. Julie did a quick roll call to make sure everyone was present. Once she did, she wondered about Nose. Like, are you a new Dream League member, sir? Oh, it's just an alert from Threads there. Okay. Say, are you a new Dream League member, sir? No, not exactly, but I was sent here for the weekend to help you guys with what's going on. My name is Robert Hill, but everyone calls me Nose, and I already know all of you. I see. Okay, well, if it's all right with you, Nose, son, we'll allow you to give us your 411 after I share mine. That's cool with me. You can just call me Nose. Say no, son. All right, then. Here's the scoop, everyone. Just moments ago, Naomi and I were awakened by a break in at her house. They, Naomi, then Naomi says, we went to check it out, and the crooks, and I actually put it like the way things would appear in a chat room there, sort of similar to a script almost. We went to check it out, and the group that was the crooks were a group called the Silver Destroyers from a movie called Secret of the Tiger Blade. I heard it, Samuel says. I heard of that movie. Then Brian, me too, but I never got to see it. No, say, sounds like a PG movie. Naomi said, it is, but it's mostly because of the intense action. My dad and I watched it last summer on Blu-ray. Oh, okay. At least she had parental guidance. Sort of like watching the Power Ranger movie since they're PG. It say what else? So what else happened? That's Riley. Julie. After Naomi and I defeated them, their leader appeared, and when he was about to finish us, four warriors appeared and vanished along with the leader into a portal. Naomi said, after that, we contacted the BTB Hunter Agency, but we couldn't get through it all. Something was blocking the communicator. Then Samuel, that might explain why our hero watches didn't appear. Julie, well, when we teleported to the agency to find out, there was a temporary malfunction due to an overload surge in the portal technology, the same kind we used to get from here to our hero tree, as we were as a as well as teleporting our hero watches to us. And Calvin, well, is it working now? Naomi, it should start back to working again once it's rebooted, but it could take 24 hours before it does. 24 hours? Julie said. It's it's because those of you that are getting new costumes uploaded into your systems are also booting up along with the portal system. There's a lot of stuff with the computers there. There is a possibility that it might be done sooner or a little later. The agents are doing their best to fix it. Riley says, I hope they can, because that could be cause a huge disadvantage. Bubblina, don't worry, everyone, because the Atlantean sisters are available to assist you guys. Atlantean sisters, right from Riley and Alicia. It's our group name. We've had it ever since we first met each other. Saying Gina. One day we hope to become a singing and dancing group, possibly fashion and modeling. And Crystal. And Bubbalina is our group leader with me as second in command. And then Holly. And don't forget our new recruit, which would be son Risha. That would be me, guys. Then Nose. Sounds like you girls got some good goals in mind. And then Julie. So has anything unusual happened to you guys? And then Samuel. Why don't you go first, Nose? Okay, then listen up, kiddos. During the video chat, Floyd tried to talk to Bruno. Say, dream still bothering you a little bit, buddy? Yeah. No, not at all, said Bruno. I just didn't want to disturb their conversation. I mean, it's important business for the Dream League. Seems like they were pretty open with inviting you in, said Floyd. Yeah, but how long would that last? Said Bruno. Hey, you never thought that maybe they might make you into a superhero like them? They'd be wasting their time if they did. I'm just a failure who can't do anything right. Son, don't talk about yourself that way. Tears formed in Bruno's eyes, but he tried not to cry as he blurted out. But it's true, Dad. I got held back, and it's hard for me to focus on my schoolwork. So, how would I do any good as a superhero? Bruno couldn't hold his cry anymore, and he burst out into a sea of tears. Okay. Floyd bent down to comfort him. After a while, he said to Bruno, Son, listen to me. You remember Philippians 4 and 13? Bruno gradually stopped crying, but he was still huffing as he said, I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me? Correct. Look, just because things are hard for you doesn't mean you can't do it. If it's God's will for you to do it, then you can do it. Just like your mother becoming a nurse and me becoming a doctor. It was hard for us, but we made it. But we made it through. And you can do it too. You got to believe that through Christ you can be a winner, even more than a conqueror. And your mom and I will make it our business to be there for you. Remember, whether you're a superhero or not doesn't mean you can't succeed. After all, there are many ways to be a hero in life. You think so? I know so. With God, all things are possible if you believe. God has allowed your mom and I to be the heroes as we to be heroes as we help save lives at the hospital each day. We say when we glorify God in what we do, He allows us to be successful in life. Bruno finally stopped huffing. Okay, Dad, I suppose you're right. That's my boy. Come on and give your old man an enormous bear hug. Floyd and Bruno hugged each other, and he also gave Bruno some tissue to dry his face. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about the crying and outbursts earlier as he wiped his face. Don't worry about it, son. Let's just enjoy our vacation and have a good time. Just then, Floyd and Bruno saw the same young lady with the hooded jacket and shades who had talked with Nose earlier. Bruno Rogers, Bruno Rogers, she said, you are destined for great things. Bruno and Floyd looked at each other a moment, then when they looked back, the lady was gone. Hmm. So there's a touching moment with Bruno and his dad there. And this mystery lady again, who may not be such a mystery, as we'll find out when we read next weekend there. Yeah, that's when we're cutting it there. Now, so we'll be starting at chapter 6 tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, next weekend. I'm sorry. Next Saturday and Sunday. That's where we'll be starting from. And say where they get ready to go to the Hero Convention and see what else happens as far as these dimensional disturbances here. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty. No, that was pretty a little long-winded, but at least it kind of makes up for last night a little bit there. Like I say, possibly would have read a little bit more because I was intending to start a little earlier than I did last night there um, due to the little thing I was talking about there. It's actually I'll tell you now. It's actually a video of how Casey and I met, which I have mentioned that before. So we have made the video is in the computer now. So I just got to get it uploaded to say just got to get it uploaded to YouTube and everything, which I'll probably start that now. I can upload overnight, and I can get it on Patreon first for early viewing. So yeah, definitely support us on that Patreon so you can get an early viewing of the video before it drops. And speaking of dropping, how I met EJ, that video should be dropping at some point this week. I ain't gonna say when, but it will be dropping this week there. So obviously after that, we'll be getting How I Met Casey dropping, and there's going to be a couple of other videos that will be coming after that to the channel, and of course the Scooby Doo thing that was the Scooby Doo thing that I've mentioned before. So yeah, so like I said, but we're gonna have some other videos coming before that because we got to because that's not gonna the Scooby Doo thing is not gonna be till um the week before Halloween. So yeah, that we make it in order to drop it on Halloween. There, that's the plan to drop it on Halloween. So yeah, we will have some other stuff coming before then. Um, so and I might surprise you guys on here with the week with a live stream for a weekly update tomorrow morning, depending on how I feel and everything. If I don't, then I will do it on Tuesday, probably in the afternoon, over in the afternoon at some point there after I take care of after work and some business I gotta take care of. But yeah, I will surprise y'all with a weekly update just to what's going to be going up, to keep y'all updated. And of course, the Bible reading live stream for Wednesday. Yep, and then we'll be continuing Heroes of Dream next weekend. So that's what's coming up. And like I say, also got to get I haven't started yet, but I will be working on Yumiko novel 4. So that way, yeah. So that's But like I say, there will be some other along with How I Met Casey and How I Met EJ. There will be some other content still coming to you guys along with the live streams. So yeah, we will. So yeah, you will be. This channel will still be active there. Like I say, a little different, slightly a little differently, then, but yeah, it will say and try to have updates on the progress of novel 4. So yeah, that's why I gotta get started on it. That way I can give you updates on novel 4 as well. So all right, so until then, we will see y'all in the next. Oh yeah, right. Definitely like, share, and subscribe. Definitely get our available books. Also, support us on Patreon, just like Iceman Universe, and check out his support him as well. Get full length reactions to a lot of stuff that he does, like what you call it. Oh yeah, like Hey Arnold, Ed and Eddie, Naruto, One Piece, Courage the Cowardly Dog, and also Spy Family. Yeah, so and also definitely support the Miracle Crew. It's your boy King Gabe, the lovely Queen Tina, and Big Sis Casey, and of course EJ the Supreme. Yep. And I need to start, and I might need to start mentioning this as well. Yeah, Big Sis Casey, also known as Rain Robber, is bringing in the storm. Yeah. So yeah, I need to start mentioning that. That's a little something that EJ sort of came up with when he saw her username there. Rain, bringing in the storm. So yeah, we'll start mentioning that more so. So, and also just like you hang out with us in the live stream, definitely hang out with us on Discord and on Facebook. And also, let's tell each other some stuff on the McCary app. And without further ado, we will see you guys in the next video or live stream. whichever one comes first there, probably the live stream, or even a short. So we will see you guys later. Later. Good. Later. Later try I can't think of it like that there, but yeah. Later. Goodbye.